The reason why the cycle of Torah readings is calibrated in a way that we read this week, Parashat Tavo, is based on the Gemara in Megillah. The Gemara in Megillah says that Ezra tekem lehem the Yisrael, Ezra made the Takanish, Yukorim Klalot Shebatorat Kahanim, Kodem Atzeret, of the Mishnah Torah, Kodem Rosh Hashanah. We have in the Torah two admonitions, two Klalot, one at the end of Vayikra in Parashat Kaye, the other is towards the end of the Devarim in Parashat Tavo. And Ezra was metakein that we should read these things Jafka before the end of the year. And the Gemara here then continues to explain that Shavuot is also considered like the end of the year, and therefore before Shavuot we always read Parashat Kaye, and before Rosh Hashanah we always read Parashat Tavo. Tosfot adds in that we always want a break of at least 1 week without any klalot at all. So it's basically almost 2 weeks always before Rosh Hashanah, 2 weeks before Shavuot that we read these tochachot. It sounds like even in the time when there was actually a triennial cycle, they used to finish the Torah reading every 3 years, not every year on Simchas Torah like we do. Even then, even when they only finish the Torah every 3 years, Ezra's metakein, before Rosh Hashanah, before Shavuot, they would stop, read the tochacha, and then carry on the regular cycle. Why? What's going on? So the Gemara explains that the idea is Kaye shetechalesh shana v'kiloter, to try and finish off the year with its klalot. Somehow, if I can read the klalot before Rosh Hashanah, I can sort of put a stop to them, and therefore I can, as I draw towards the end of the year, I'll be finished with the klalot, and I'll end up with a nice and brachadik year the coming year without any more klalot. How on earth does that work? How does reading from the Torah the klalot suddenly stop them in their tracks and allow me to carry on with just a year of bracha? So I think the key to understanding this is really the understanding of what's going on in the whole parsha entirely. When we look at those three tochacha here and also the end of Vayikra and Parashat Kaye, there seems to be a tremendous disparity between the quantity and the weight and the energy given over to the klalot as opposed to the brachot. The brachot only take up a few pesukim each time, whereas the klalot are detailed, they're long, they're horrific, they go on and on and on. And you wonder, how's that fair? How's that balanced? So the way to understand this, I think, is to understand that the brachot and the klalot are not reward and punishment. It's not part of a system of, if you do mitzvot, you'll get the reward, and these are the brachos you'll get as the reward. If you do the averos, so you'll get these klalot, and that'll be your punishment. It's not. It's introduced each time as it's part of a brit. In other words, the brachot and the klalot are part of a single entity called a brit, called a covenant, a contract between us and the Kadosh Baruch Hu. And pretty much every single contract in the world includes two parts. It includes the agreement of the goals. Why is this contract being created? The person takes a rental agreement. So the goal of the rental agreement is the person to be able to live in the other person's house and pay him rent. But there's also a tremendous amount of weight given in that contract to the ramifications of trying to break the contract. The person doesn't pay his rent, so the rent will go up and he'll have to pay a fine and a deeper fine, and eventually this sanction, that sanction. There's always a tremendous amount of weight in the contract given to preventing any possibility of leaving the contract. Same with a mortgage or a loan or any other kind of contract, the ketubah. A lot of effort is given to showing that, to delete even the havamim, even the possibility of considering life outside of the contract. And the reason for that is, in order for the contract to have weight and strength and teeth, in order that the person should be focused merely on doing what they're supposed to be doing, we have to erase the possibility of doing anything else. So all the sanctions written in a contract, no one ever intends those sanctions to be kept. No one ever intends that the renter should pay fines for not paying his rental on time. The idea is he shouldn't even consider a havamina to do those things. And if he does fail to pay rent on time, so the fines will begin to take effect, and he'll feel the power of the contract pushing him back into normal behavior. And that's true, as we said, of a rental contract, it's true of a mortgage agreement, it's true of any Brit, and especially the Brit with the Kadosh Baruch Hu. The goal of the Tochacha, first and foremost, is that it erases from possibility the idea, even a havamina, that we should exist outside of the relationship with Hashem. And even if we do begin to stray So the klalot themselves will push us back into the relationship. The goal was never to punish us for doing the wrong thing. The goal was to ensure that we are focused on doing the right thing and building a deep, loving relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a committed relationship with Hashem. Therefore, since the goal of the klalot is to make us recognize that what we're supposed to be doing is to being in that relationship, and even when we have strayed and they are being fulfilled and they are being given to us, the pain of those klalot, we're supposed to focus on saying, 1 second, why are we suffering? Why isn't life good? Why are all these bad things happening? Oh, it's because we need to get back into the normal, central, focused relationship, committed relationship with Hashem. So since that's the whole goal of the klalot, there are two ways to fulfill the klalot. One way is to experience them and then react to their experience by coming back to the normal way. The other is to recognize them. When we stand there before Rosh Hashanah, we say, these are the klalot. And we internalize, whoa, the true meaning of life is that there's only one option: to exist in this relationship with Hashem, to work on that relationship and not to stray. When we focus on that idea by reading the klalot, so there's no need for those klalot ever to actually be fulfilled anymore, because we ourselves bring us back to where we're supposed to be. And I think that's the idea of Shtechaleh Shana V'Klilotea, that by reading the klalot before Rosh Hashanah, we once again focus on what life's about. We focus on where we're supposed to be, and if we really focus correctly, so then why do we need the klalot anymore? They don't need to actually be fulfilled in this world in actuality, and we can be techaleh shana kleotea, as the Piyut says, v'techel shana im birchotea. We can now start a new year only with bracha, and Shabbat Shalom v'Shana Tova.